Hi there. So welcome from Death Valley National Park. I imagine that you're not used to seeing snow in Death Valley. Neither are we, in fact, but we had a nice winter storm up here and in the mountains, so we decided to take the day driving up to be here in this place. So hello, if you don't know who I am, my name is Christy Whistler. I am an intuitive. Obviously, I am a parent and astrologer. It is too cold for your pupfish in the snow. Wow, look how wet he's starting to get. Here. So, please forgive this is what I've got going on. My little handheld tripod and being out here with my kids. So it's going to be what it's going to be. So yes, my name is Christy Whistler. You can go to my website, christywhistler.com, if you would like some coaching support and astrology, birth chart reading for your kids, or you want to learn more about how to do this very different way of being in relationship with your kids. And in fact, that is what I'm going to try and talk about today.
Minus 1 degrees is blue.
Yes, in the app it shows as blue. So yeah, again. Oh my gosh, and just trying to ask my kids for 5 minutes just to do this video, it's quite the feat, but they are excited. So I also understand, and I'm also trying to surrender to what is, as well as holding boundaries of like, you know what, I actually need 5 minutes to even gather and be in my thoughts. So looks like I'm going to be getting that finally. All right, so in this video again, what does it mean to be in a partnership with our children as parents, as caregivers? Now, what really kind of popped into my mind is the other day we drove out to Devil's Hole and Ash Meadows National Wildlife Refuge. And, you know, when you see children out, immediately gets asked, oh, are they enjoying their holiday break? Where for us, we are homeschoolers. So this is our learning. I guess you consider that this is our school, all right? And here, even just like the kids even really learning and understanding how we are in a desert and yet an hour-and-a-half drive, like here we are. And it's only, let me think, like 76 miles away from where our actual campsite is to where I am right now. So there's a lot of even learning in our world, in the land that she has to teach us. So I was asked that question, this question, oh, here comes Eric. I guess I only had a minute and a half of quiet. So I was asked this question, if I enjoy teaching, after I said, no, they're not in school, like we homeschool. And she asked me, do you enjoy teaching? And I always get taken by surprise because I don't consider that I am a teacher. The way I am in relationship with my kids is a partnership where I'm obviously out here teaching them about the world. They are learning to read, those kind of things that our society really hangs their hat up on as important. Are you sitting in snow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Next one is eat snow.
You're going to eat the snow now? The pupfish is going to eat the snow. Oh. So teaching my kids. The truth is I am equally, if not more, learning from them this entire time. So yes, my task is to gosh, and I don't even want to really go into that so much, because what is the task? Those of us who've been raised in these very Western cultures, Northern hemisphere especially, it's like this educational system where there's only one way to learn. This over here is the only thing that counts. You know, oh, do you know how to read? Do you know how to write? I mean, those are things all are important, math as well. You know, like there's things that we need to live in life. And then it's like, then there goes just this extreme emphasis that we put on education and learning, but that's only in the way that it looks like in our school systems. You know, getting straight A's is a really big deal. And yet, did you get those straight A's because you just went and memorized things really well for a test and then promptly forget it? So what is real education? Like, what is it really? And so my journey that I've been on is ever since I said yes to doing this very alternative way of education, really being a life learner with my children, unschooling, self-directed learning. Those are some of the terms that I follow and that I believe in. And sorry, I'm just kind of like trying to, like, there's so much of this is just still kind of piecing together, especially in relation to that question that I was asked of, do you enjoy teaching? I enjoy living my life with my children. I enjoy learning alongside with my children. I enjoy being out in the world, having these experiences. And I also know that that is an absolute privilege. And I'm so blessed that I can really say yes to this path, to what my kids have been very clear with telling me that they need. Not the traditional education systems that would not have worked well for them. It would have been very detrimental and even harmful. So here we are instead doing things a different way. And we're coming more in line to this very intuitive experience of learning, of what real education is outside of 4 classroom walls and the books. You know, we're moving into this more harmony and partnership with each other, this new way of doing this relationship where, you know, and honestly, half the time my learning is actually unlearning so much. My children are constantly showing up these mirrors and asking me to look within myself. What in me is needing to heal? What inner child healing inside of me do I need to actually go within and look at?
There's snow butt.
You have snow on your butt now.
Yes.
Yes, that is what happens when you sit down in snow.
Or I can do this.
I can feel this burp coming
Or
on.
I can do this. Then I get so.
Okay, clearing that energy.
12 minutes. 12.
So, just kind of really
12
bringing this
minutes?
up for you
Yeah,
and to
12.
share, like,
12
what.
minutes.
Yes, I've been going for 12 minutes. I'm sure that my actual video hasn't been for 12 minutes.
Minutes is 5 minutes.
In the end, we'll see. And so much of what I just want to even throw out there to you is what is education? Like, what do you really consider is education? What is learning? At the end of the day, what is the learning that you want to take with you? What is the learning that you want to be sharing with your children? Is it only memorization and doing well on tests? I mean, like, my mind just jumps immediately to math. Math is not where my brain functions, okay? Like, I can go and learn it and have it, an understanding of it, and then I take the test and it's gone because it's not it doesn't hold substance really in my life beyond like the basic math. Like it doesn't have grounding, it doesn't have substance. So it kind of goes. And then like, oh, I have to go and learn it again to do this thing, and I'll go and I'll pick it up and I'll learn it again and I'll get it. And then it's like, poop, it's gone again. So like, what is learning and education to you? You know, go ahead, let me know in the comments. Are you exploring what this new way of education even is? Are you really deconstructing some of these older ideas that maybe you were raised with? Your school system, your upbringing, you know, maybe even being a parent, like there's this understanding of like, okay, you got to go here and then you got to go here and you got to go here. Like in order to get to this college, you need to go to this preschool. And I say that with a little tongue in cheek because I know that that has also been the experience of families that I know. And, you know, it's not a bad thing if that's been your experience or if that was you. Like, it's totally fine. We all have our own process and our own path. And part of my path is going to be coming to places like this and sharing with you different ideas, different ways, storytelling. And you then taking, if you choose, that information and like, how does it relate to you? Does it relate to you, to your kids? Is there a better way for learning than what your children are currently experiencing? And of course, that's only something that you can answer. Your path and what you're doing is going to be right for you. And again, just I'm an alternative voice out there kind of going like, hey, maybe there is another way of doing things. Like maybe this very old structure of education where there's only one way to learn, only one way of doing things, like you're not, smart or successful if you haven't gone to these colleges and done these things and got these grades. Like maybe there's actually more to real life education. And so the question, do I enjoy teaching? I enjoy living. I enjoy living my life. I enjoy this very intuitive path that my children are leading me on, and that myself has been leading me on this entire time. You know, it's not this very yang, outward, productive approach that is so common in this just Western society, this culture, doing. And instead, I have been learning, and my children are the teachers of this, is how to be a being, a human being, to be present, not be doing all the time, not be stuck in my own head, but being. And it's almost like really reconnecting to this more intuitive lineage from even my ancestors. You know, I'm so far removed from my lineage, my ancestral lineage. Those in my line who are connected to the land, like indigenous cultures and tribes, you know, their way of doing things. It's been a really long time since I had that connection. And so it's like really re-exploring and relearning what that is. And it's my children who are teaching me this way forward. And it is different. And we are looking at education from this this whole life experience. We're looking at it from emotionally, again, intuitively, being connected to the land. And there's something beautiful and magical that is happening within that process, definitely for myself. And the more I say yes, the more I let my children really lead me, the more blown away I am with what they know, the knowledge that they are bringing through and teaching me. It's like I am educating them on how to exist on planet Earth as a human being and in this particular society. And yet at the same time, that society is changing, and these children are really bringing in the codes for these changes to happen. So it is a very beautiful time, and to just really even just acknowledge that as well. So yeah, I do apologize for the very rambling nature of this video. I feel like I've been all over the place. There's just so many parts that are wanting to speak, so much knowledge that's coming in, like little pieces fitting together. And just to show you here, like, wow, I'm in Death Valley. I'm in Death Valley, and then actually right beside me is, here, I'll even show it to you. The reason I'm not walking very far is we have mine hazard area. So just kind of like hanging out on this little space next to the snow, and I will be heading down the gravel road, which is a bit iffy in some areas, which is why I didn't decide, like, nope, this is good, we'll stop here. We don't need to go up any higher. This was actually on the way to charcoal kilns. So if you are in this area and you want to experience that, go check that out. Let me know how that is, because we're not making it that far this time. But yeah, so I do hope that was helpful. And I would ask you, do you enjoy being a teacher of your children? And do you also equally enjoy being a teacher of your children? Is that the right way of saying it? Your children are also here teaching you. Do you enjoy that part of this process? Do you even see it? Can you see it? Certainly when I first started on this really deconditioning and taking apart my beliefs around parenting, like that was not in my worldview understanding of parenting initially. And it has certainly taken me a long time to get to this place where when someone in the visitor center asks me if I enjoy teaching, I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not a teacher. And I don't consider myself a teacher in the traditional way a teacher is seen and described. I truly do feel like I am in partnership with my kids and letting them be equal, if not more stronger guides of this process, because they're showing me and telling me what they are ready to learn, where they're ready to go, what we're going to explore next together. And I get to sit here and witness the pieces, the threads really coming and weaving together. And sometimes it takes a few years even for those threads to really come out. I mean, even just their interest in pupfish. Okay, that was introduced to them 3 years ago, in 2021. I don't remember. Time is crazy. But it's like now more threads are weaving together, and we found ourselves at Devil's Hole. And the first endangered animal after the Endangered Species Act was passed was about the Devil's Hole pupfish. So it's like this continuous journey of learning, and where it takes us, like that is what, to being open to and being curious to where this journey takes us. I feel like that is one of my most important roles as a teacher, is me to stay open, me to see beyond the one way of which education is done, in which learning counts. That it counts. I'm actually going to have a really good time after this trip, even just sitting with this moment here and asking myself, what was really being learned on all levels? Not just facts, okay? Not just reading, but what was going on? emotionally, socially, how my kids are playing, how are they interacting, how am I responding? Okay, especially here, I'm filming this at this full moon, January 6th. So lots of emotion. This is a Cancer full moon. How am I responding? So anyway, I feel like that is a whole nother thread that's starting to come out, and my kids are ready to get moving. So I'm just going to wrap this up. And again, I do apologize for the scattered nature. I've got no notes. I'm just here chatting with you, sharing a little bit about this trip and this journey. So I hope you are well. I hope that the start of this new year is bringing out new ideas for you and how to be in relationship with your children. And, again, let me know in the comments, do you consider yourself as a teacher of your children, and equally, are they a teacher of you? Let me know what you think and if that resonates or doesn't. You can always just let it go. Then that message isn't for you, and that's totally fine as well. But if it does resonate and you do need extra support, again, please reach out and contact me. I offer consult calls, as well as we can do chart your stars for yourself or your kids to see how their birth chart is really informing them on this life, their journey that they are walking on. So you'll find that below. And please like this video and subscribe to this channel. It really does help me. And there is my cue from the kids that it's time to go. So thanks all so much for being here, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.